What's up, savages? It's your boy Twisty, and today we're gonna go through my Giants B10 team. And basically, I already did a rune video in the last video I made up. So if you want to look at the runes, just look at that video. Not that I'm trying to get more views; it just makes it easier for me rather than spending more time showing you the runes. So what I'm gonna be using, I'll show you the monsters, and we'll show you the team. But however, this team cannot auto. I actually have to direct this team myself. I don't have confidence in altering for video, but it's basically VEROMOS, Bernard, Shannon, Bella, and Acasis. Obviously, Acasis is for surviving, Bella's for healing, and then we've got debuffs on the boss and buffs for our own team. So yeah, let's go straight into it, and this should be okay. I'm not sure how long this video will actually take though. However, so the basic premise is you want to buff and debuff your team. Buff your team and debuff the enemy, right? Bella, I find actually at the moment Bella's the only 6-star, right? So this team works at 5-star, which is quite surprising. You'd think you need to be 5-star VEROMOS or 6-star VEROMOS or something like that, but it works at 5-star. Obviously, Acasis is not farmable, but I think a lot of people will have Acasis from the Hall of Heroes a while ago, but if you don't, then I highly suggest getting the cases. Well, I can't suggest getting the cases. You gotta try and hope that you get her. But she's one of the better monsters in the game, one of the better Nat 4s. But I can't think of a replacement for Acasis. I mean, you could use Ammon, but he doesn't protect against damage. He just heals afterwards, right? So the idea is, the reason why I use Acasis is because she stops the boss one-shotting everything, especially when the boss is close to revenge attacking. It helps keep someone like Shannon alive. And right, so in initial stages, I'll show you what I'm going to do with the next stage of this, right? So we just cleared the first part of the thing. We just cleared it now. So when you start off, Bernard will go first, right? So you want to increase attack bar, then you obviously want to use all the third skills of your monsters, right? This is to survive the towers. Then you want to try and stun one. If you don't stun a tower, then you want to go for the weakest one, right? So you want to just kill the towers, and then see. I'm going to body slam on this one because the weaker tower we might be able to kill, fair enough. And right now we're probably going to have to heal. So we kill that tower, right? So this is why we defense break the other one, because then we can pretty much destroy the other tower without any problems, right? So right now, in this part of it, what you want to do is you want to try and stun the individual giants and attack the ones that are not stunned, right? So in addition to that, try and debuff some of the giants so that your monsters can stay alive. If you've got Acasis' second skill, use the second skill from Acasis, and also don't forget to heal VEROMOS if you have to, because VEROMOS would be the one who targets it the most, right? So I'm always using Twister whenever I can. You can use skills like Tailwind because that regenerates quite quickly, but you and obviously Decelerate. But you want to try to build up those last skills, like the shield skill. You want to use that for the next stage of the giant, right? So in this part of the clearing the giants, this is when you want to regenerate all your skills, and then you just kill the giants. It takes a while, but you just go through it. You survive and you kill them off. The best part is when you stun everything, and then all you're going to do is just land the dots, and just attack them over and over again, and then we should probably just wipe out this giant from before. There we go. So yeah, now on to the next stage. Now, what I actually do is I attack the smaller golems first, and then I attack the main one, because it just reduces the damage your team takes, and it in my opinion, it doesn't make it faster, it does make it slow, but it just makes it more consistent, because that way you're guaranteed to clear. Because I don't want to lose any random. I don't want to lose like Shannon or Acasis just because I couldn't bother to wait through this. So the idea is that I'm going to clear this stage, and this stage is different because you actually want to focus on the individual golem rather than, oh, I've stunned him, I don't need to bother with him. You actually just want to wipe him out, because then he's just going to get back up anyway. So you just want to wipe the individual golem out. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have debuffed the other guy. But it's unlikely you probably will need to heal using Bella during this stage. Like now, I need to heal with Bella, and you can actually use the third skills once you've wiped out one of the giants, or because the middle giant takes a while to kill even with dots. So yeah. And hopefully I can actually clear this in 10 minutes. See, the middle giant's got a ton of resistance as well, which is really annoying. And I got to mention that Bella's third skill is not maxed. She does not have the turn. It's not a free turn anymore. It's a 4 turn because she hasn't got the she hasn't been fully fed. Acasis' shield skill is only +1. It's only plus 10% increase. And Shannon Bernardo obviously maxed. VEROMOS is not maxed at all. VEROMOS has only had like 1 or 2 Devamons fed. All the Devamons right now are going to Lucian. So, and obviously the runes are good, but they're not like end game runes. So this just shows you like the runes I've gotten that are on these monsters right now are from farming Giants B9 with Chows and Aerials, and also just farming B6 Giants. I didn't farm B7 because B6 was just a lot faster. So right now I'm probably going to use Bella to heal. And so you just want to keep attacking this boss. Hopefully keep the defense break on him. And then he should see he's got an ability. You can't stun this guy. So that's why it takes so long, because you can't stun him. And VEROMOS actually takes quite a bit of damage from this guy as well. So yeah, using Twister helps because it reduces the need for using Bella. Yeah, that's literally what Twister is for, just to heal, just like a mini heal, just to keep monsters alive for that little bit longer. You probably could use some of the third skill abilities, and it probably would speed things up. But as you can see, a ton of resistance from this guy. I want to try and keep the shield. Tailwind you can use, and as you can see, for some reason this guy's got so much resistance, and which is why it takes so bloody long. Like this guy, I swear, takes longer than the bloody boss. Well, for me, it seems to take longer than the boss, because the boss at least has less resistance, and he actually gets dotted by Acasis and VEROMOS. Suggestions for no one if you don't have Acasis. I'd probably say if we're going farmable monsters, I'd probably have to say Darian, Ammon. Maybe Konomaya, but I doubt it. You need someone who can not necessarily put up a shield, but just you probably need another healer or a debuff of the enemy team. So it kind of just depends. You could probably bring a damage dealer actually. So right now we got our shield back up. Obviously this is Shannon's shield, and we're going to use all our third skills. So we're obviously not going to heal just yet because we're not taking any damage. We're going to attack buff, debuff the towers. We're basically going to use all the skills we've got to shred through this stage, right? And then we just shred through the golems as we always do. And so yeah, I mean, like these stages in between the bosses, like the mini boss and the final boss, are not too bad. But like it's just the mini boss you got to watch out for, because he can. If you're not paying attention, he can wipe out VEROMOS fairly quickly in the mini boss if you're not paying attention at all. And these guys are really they just take a long time to kill. They're not actually they're not damaging. They just take a long time to kill, and they can when you auto. The problem with autoing is that your monsters will tend to use their third skills on the weaker enemies, and they'll also attack the golems. And what I also notice when autoing with this kind of team is that only Bella attacks the towers, right? And that's alright if Bella attacks first and defense breaks one of the towers. But a lot of the time, you may get a chance where Bella attacks the golems, and the golems take ages to kill. The towers are really squishy, and they do the most damage, right? If you can take out the towers straight away, then the rest of the these mini stages is really easy. So yeah, that's all you gotta do. Take out the towers, and then so the boss is fairly simple, right? So we're going to use all the third skills as always, and in case this will enable us to survive, we try and defense break the boss, and then the idea is you want to try and land all your debuffs. We do actually have the advantage, and hopefully VEROMOS goes before the boss goes. Right, yes, VEROMOS is. So we remove the defense break, which is good. So Bella's taking quite a bit of damage, so we're gonna definitely heal next time we can go. So Bella procced, right? So we heal anyway because we want to keep Bella alive. If Bella dies, then this and the boss isn't like severely dotted, then this team does not work. Thankfully we managed to remove the attack buff from the boss, and right now this is when you want to apply your buffs all over again. So we want to try and... This team is sort of a speedier team. We're a lot faster than the boss. We can go a few times more than the boss. As you can see, the boss just hit Shannon and didn't do a ton of damage, right? So I'm just actually going to pause the recording of the video and just go sort something out, and I'm back. I'll let you know. I won't really go any further. Right, so now I'm actually back and recording. Just sorted something out really quickly. So, again, you just want to keep pushing through and trying to debuff and obviously survive the boss. And this actually works better if you've got someone who... So right now, Acasis is huge because she's going to survive, cause the team to survive, right? And obviously Bella increases us further. And then obviously Acasis is a twister, and that's going to be a 40% heal, which is pretty big. And we're going to land some more dots and some obviously debuffs on the boss. So this team is like I was surprised this team actually worked, because I did a B8 Giants video, which I had to delete because the audio was a bit weird, and I don't think that failed. So I was surprised this team was going to work in B10, because you know you expect B10 to be like a lot harder, but I think it's because I changed the runes up quite a lot and enabled my team to have things like you know, speed on 2, and I think speed on 2 was the biggest change, which enabled me to do this. And I think that's what's enabled me to like do Giants B10. And obviously, towards the end, right, you cannot get cocky, because the Giant does a ton of damage. You need to be always trying to debuff him all the time. Always use the shield, because even though he dies, then if he didn't die and he attacked and we had no buffs, he can easily wipe out few members of your team, and then you're fucked, right? If he wipes out Bella, then it gets quite hard. And as always, for the video, I get a shit rune, a 4-star slot 4 blade rune with, yeah, shit, absolute shit. So yeah, that concludes the video. I'm selling that, and you can check out the runes in the other video I should put up, which will be before the one uploaded before this. And I'm sorry I've been away, guys. It's not that I just wanted to find content that I can put out, right? So obviously waited for the rune removal event, and then I show you the runes, and then I show you a B10 Giants team, which works. You can't auto, but after this I may try and auto it and see if that works. But I want to make sure you can auto it constantly. But now I've been grinding out them runes, bro. Grinding them runes. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.